Hey everyone, it's Christina with Christina Cakes It, and today I'm going to be showing you how to paint a watercolor on a buttercream cake. Before we get started, I do want to let everybody know the materials that we're going to need. So here I have an 8-inch iced buttercream cake, and so I did put this in the fridge. It was probably in there for like 4 or 5 hours, so it's really cold to the touch. I have here, I'm going to be using purple, pink, and blue for this tutorial, and I am going to be using a little bit of vodka to mix the gel food coloring with, and so we're going to water it down. Don't worry because it evaporates off and you won't taste anything and there won't be any alcohol left or anything like that. I have several paint brushes here. I'm actually going to be going with like a wider brush for this because I'm going to be painting big strokes. And I think that's about it. And we have our plates also that I'm going to be using to put the food coloring in. So we will go ahead and get started. This one is going to be interesting. I'm just going to kind of start painting and see how it looks, but the vision of my brain is it's going to turn out really pretty. I'm going to start with blue, and I'm going to just put a little bit of food coloring. A little goes a long way, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of vodka. So I really want this to look really watercolory, so I'm gonna kind of use a lot until I get this really pretty watery blue color. And I'm just gonna start painting just kind of all over. It's okay, I'm getting a little bit on the cake board, but that's not a big deal. I can wipe that off later. And for me, I want this not to be all one color completely. So I might want a little bit of lighter shades of blue and darker shades. And what I'll end up doing is I'm gonna do a first pass at the cake. I'll paint the whole thing and I'll go back in and darken up in spots, and I'll go ahead and start overlapping some of the colors to get that really pretty blended look. So I'm leaving lots of open spaces with the white frosting because I'm going to go back in and use some of the pink and purple to fill those spaces in. So now I'm going to go ahead and start using some of the pink. I think I'm going to go with pink next. So same thing, I'm just using a little bit of color. A lot came out there. And I'm gonna mix a little bit of vodka with it. And as best as I can, I actually don't wanna mix color with this brush because you're gonna see they're gonna start blending on the cake. So I'm gonna grab a towel to clean off the brush. Start with the purple. So now I've gone through and I've painted the whole cake with just one coat of the colors, just kind of randomly putting them where I think they'll look pretty. And so now I'm going to go back in with the second coat, and I am going to start letting the colors run together to get that really pretty watercolor look that is going to look really soft and kind of abstract. So now I'm starting to overlap them a little bit, and you can see that's really pretty just at the edges. I'm trying to layer the colors to get, I want that watercolor painted look. So I'm almost dabbing the brush like this. And I can see when the color's a little bit too mixed, I'm just gonna wipe the brush off. And for this, we do want the gel color really watery, so you might even need to add a little bit more vodka there. can already see that some of the moisture from the, I can already see that some of the moisture from the paint is starting to evaporate, which is good. We want this to dry and then we can really see how it looks. It should dry fairly fast, within a few hours. And one thing is, you actually don't want to put this cake in the refrigerator. So I know a lot of times we do that just to set the cake so that if we touch it, it won't mess up. But because we are using a lot of food coloring, it's actually not really good for the cake to go back into the fridge because it could get some of the condensation. So just be really careful with that. So when you are done with this, you'll want it to dry on the counter. So I'm continuing to go over the cake, dabbing, kind of layering the colors. So at this point, I'm just kind of deciding what I like and how it looks and just going back in and blending just to my own taste. I think I'm pretty much done here, and what I'm gonna do is I can let it dry and then see how it looks, see if I need to go back over it in a few places and maybe darken some of it up because it will lighten a little bit as it's drying. I am gonna go back and clean up this bottom as well. You can just wipe it away if you just dab a little paper towel and some water, and you can clean that up. And then I might actually go back in and add a little bit of touch of gold on this, just with some gold food coloring, because I think it'll really pop and add to the abstractness of the cake. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please subscribe to my channel below. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest.